our Jack Kent Cook semi-finalist. And I got the thumbs up that we are live, so we will officially begin the meeting, and I apologize for being a little late. There is a time in the month where we are in meetings all day, and I wish sometimes we could clone ourselves, although it would be scary to have two Rickies running around. With that said, my name is Ricky Shabazz. I have the honor and privilege of being the president of San Diego City College. You all are here at College Council, which is the highest level of governance at our college. It has all of the leaders from the various constituency groups. We are all in for participatory / shared governance. And so I'm going to have the privilege, frankly, of first acknowledging that our college sits literally on the land, the traditional land at that of the Kumeyaay Nation. We recognize the Kumeyaay people, past and present, and their land with honor and gratitude. I want to thank Robbie, you all, one of our deans who worked on that land acknowledgement. Now I'll shift to acknowledging the leaders of the constituency groups. Again, my name is Ricky Shabazz. I'm the president of San Diego City College. Joining us to my left is Tilly Chavez, the vice president.
Present.
Mentioned Robbie, the chair of institutional technology.
Present.
Caesar is the informational officer, also known as the glue, because he holds this thing together. Daniel is our supervisory representative. Present. Suna let me know she would not be here today, as well as Mona. Susan is the Dean of Institutional Effectiveness.
Present.
Dee is the administrative representative.
Present.
Diego is the reason why we are here. He's coming up on the end of his 2-year term. He's done a great job as the president of the Associated. And he is present. Thank you. John is the vice president of administrative services.
Present.
Marciano is the vice president of students.
Present.
Sean is the president of the classified senate.
Present.
And Maria Jose Zeron Perez, who I love saying her entire name, is the president of the academic senate.
Present.
Good to see you all. These are your college council representatives. Anyone who is here, or those who are watching, if you would like to bring an agenda item forward, you can do so by working with one of these amazing leaders of the college, or by emailing my office, where Angel in person and Janelli virtual is helping us through managing the agenda for this meeting. The first thing on the, well, that was the first thing, was the roll call. The second thing is approval of the meeting notes from the April 2nd meeting. If some brave soul would like to make a motion for approval.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Dee. We got a first. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Maria Jose. Any edits, discussions? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Anyone like to abstain or object? Tilly is going to abstain. She was not here. She had a rep. Motion carries. We always like to acknowledge the wonderful contributions from our classified professionals, faculty, our supervisors, and or our managers. And so those of you who are listening and or watching, if you've accomplished something noteworthy, whether it be we've got an Olympic medalist here on faculty. I mean, we've got authors, we've got Jack Kent Cook semi-finalists. We want to celebrate the amazing work that is happening at our college, and it is my distinct pleasure, who I believe I'm going to turn it over to Tilly to acknowledge one of our City College alumni who has an accomplishment.
Yes, thank you, Ricky. And I'm going to share it with all of you to do this too. And Lassa, I'll look to your help. But today we're here to recognize Mary Sim. 5 years ago when I first came in, you've been my inspiration, plugging away, going to school, working on your master's degree. You bring me so much hope. I'm going to get my dissertation done because you did yours. So thank you. Masa, would you?
Yeah, I can't do what I do every day without her. She's always ahead of things and doing all that all day and taking care of her, of children at home and finding time to do this thing. She has to be a superwoman, that she is, so. I'm so glad we were able to accommodate her. Schedule vocational study time, which she was dedicated to get it done, and she did it, so congratulations.
Congratulations. Karen, would you like to come forward and what would you like to say if there's anything? I mean, we're gonna celebrate you for the entire year. I think you deserve it, so congratulations, I mean.
I just want to say thank you for all the support team, and without the support and the understanding of my situation, I wouldn't go through this. And pretty much all of my colleagues, all my friends, all my, management and team and my deans, and I very much appreciate it for giving me a chance to achieve my goal. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Tilly, don't go anywhere because you have two other acknowledgements that you're going to present.
Yes. And I'm going to solicit help again. My very next one is going for above and beyond. And the is what hope, with Michelle Johnson. I don't know if you want, do people know Michelle Johnson?
Absolutely.
So Michelle happens to be our admin for, well, you've been a lot of things at City College, right? So you've been our admin for the School of Hesna, right? I gotta throw in the N for the nutrition, otherwise Aaron and Betty will not be happy with this. But Michelle had come to us from the business office several years ago, get into that position. And so as instruction, we all cling to her because we're like, oh, you've been in the business office. How can you help instruction to make sure everything moves through? And you've done that one. So this last year in August, when Letty Xenia Torres left, Michelle was kind enough to step up and say, I'll help a little bit. We thought it was going to be a couple of weeks.
A lot.
She has stepped in a great deal, so please share.
Yeah, so I don't know where. Sleep, and I tell Aaron this as often as I can. I just gratitude in our hearts for being able to count on someone like you with your professionalism, with your stick-to-itness, and things that we've discovered and we've learned that I have no idea, how they came to be, but you've educated us. So thank you so much for helping us.
So being the admin for HESNA and for math, science, and nursing since August. You now hired somebody, right?
And where was she before business?
Okay, yeah.
Student affairs.
I forgot about that.
So congratulations, thank you for all the hard work.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just, I can never say thank you enough for all the work that you're doing.
And we'll Photoshop Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron's at baseball. We're a home game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, I know there's a lot of hours and a lot of frustration, and you're working with the exercise science individuals, athletes, and then you have the scientists and the math people, so it's all kinds of personalities.
I learned a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps us to kind of set some scaffolding for the new people coming in, right? Like, what do we need to learn to get the others, to get them on board? I do have one more. So, and this is really everybody needs to help and pitch in. So I have a comedy box.
Everyone.
Before I get started, so congratulations. So I don't know if you all know, Comedy is our scheduler for the campus. Classes would not happen without Comedy. I mean, we all contribute, the Comedy is the final, right? So Comedy has helped us, wow, 2 years, 3 years, maybe for sure, but really for sure this last year. As we don't have our admins move on, Michelle was helping with business stuff. I said no scheduling. So Comedy has basically taken on the schedule for the entire campus. I mean, there are other schedulers, Mary, I'm not taking anything with you. You do that, but she still finalizes, but she's also head spearing those other areas. So that's a lot of work, a lot of time. And sometimes I really just have to tell you what I heard from Paul. Paul Young said to me in January, he said, Tilly, I just want you to know how lucky you are to have Comedy back in work. I go, really? What happened? And he said, she's reachable. He said, it was Saturday night and it was 12:30 at night and we were both emailing each other back and forth. And I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't want anybody to be doing that. Comedy also takes on like a flex schedule. She gets things done when she can get them done. Mom of 3, right? So sometimes it doesn't always happen in the traditional times, but that's a dedication to our schedule. And as a matter of fact, tonight now, she's just anxious as ever because she's supposed to be in our office getting the schedule completed and stuff too. So thank you so much for all you do. And anything anyone else want to add? Your dean, Dee, come on up. It's your kid, it's your question.
It's my personal picture. You can fill it.
You're up. Cindy,
All nervous.
We can do this.
No pressure.
We can do this.
And what I want to just echo our sincere appreciation for everything that you all do. And I'd like Angel to follow up with the 3 of you and the vice presidents. And in July, I'd love to take you all out to lunch. You may say, why in July? My schedule is just crazy right now. And so Angel will reach out and schedule a time where we can take the 3 of you all out to lunch and show you some San Diego City College love for all of your hard work and dedication. And for those who are here and those who are watching, if you have a colleague who has accomplished something noteworthy, have gone above and beyond, which really this is what particularly Mary always goes above and beyond. We were acknowledging her accomplishment of a goal, which was a master's degree. In the case of Michelle in Comedy, we are acknowledging that we see you, we appreciate all your efforts. You all are model, all 3 of you are model colleagues for what you do. And if I had some time between now and July, I would take you out to lunch, but it looks like I'm not going to have any time until July. And so Angel will be in contact with you all. You can select a restaurant we go to, and we'd like to just show you a little City College love for the appreciation. Just make sure I don't have to wash dishes for lunch, but let's give them another round of applause. And we're going to keep the applause going and the City College love going. We have 2 students, Grace and Nick, who we received words, semifinalists for the Jack King Cook scholarship. And we have our very own Aaron Flanagan here representing the San Diego City College Foundation. And one of the things I love to do is give students money. I love to give them laptops. I love to give them money. This will be the 3rd time as a result of a great level of generosity from Jim Senegal. I don't know if that name rings a bell, but he is our largest donor. He created this little company called Costco. He regularly gives between $200,000 and $300,000 to the college and City College alumni. He's on a banner, which I know the 2 of you will eventually be on a banner. And he gives us the money and says, I want 100% of this money to go to students. And I regularly have the opportunity to provide resources. And so I would like Aaron to do the.
I need some extra help.
Yes, I'll do the big checks, because that's my thing.
His favorite.
Aaron will do the real checks, and so we have Grace and Nick, who are our semifinalists for the Jack Kent Cook scholarship. Let's give them a round of applause. If you all come up, we'd like to introduce the certificate and give you all an opportunity to share, introduce yourself, say what your major is, and for those of you who don't know what the Jack Kent Cook Scholarship it is the most prestigious scholarship for community college students. It pays for them to continue their education, to receive their bachelor's and even their master's degree. And we've had a number of our students receive this award. To even make it to this level is a huge accomplishment, both to the faculty, classified, the entire campus who contribute to your success. And whether you win or not, you're always winners in our eyes, which is why we, on behalf of the foundation and Jim Sinegal, are awarding you both. I want to be clear when you're talking about money, and we're awarding you both $500 scholarships on behalf of the college and Jim Sinegal. Let's give them another round of applause. You did not know that we were going to be awarding them that, and I know what it's like to be a student and to receive money when I didn't expect it was coming. It's usually the best kind of money, and so I also like to yeah, we like to do a picture room quick. This is anybody watch the movie Happy Gilmore? So this is my Happy Gilmore moment. Congratulations. Do you want to say a few words in
Well, my name is Grace. I go to school to be an educator of the performing arts. I've met Tilly a couple times. I just want to thank City College in general. Caesar, everybody here has treated me so well. I mean, I'm wearing the club shirt, the pride, because we belong, and really, truly, I've always felt that I belong here. You guys make me feel that way, and that's why I'm so successful here, because I feel at home, I feel welcome. I have the ability to let the mind go and learn, and you give me that space. So thank you to everybody. Our faculty is amazing here. Thank you. Yeah, we open this Friday in the Civil Theater from this weekend and next weekend, so yes. come
And I will be there on
I know,
Saturday.
you're not stressing me out, right?
One of the best things to be able to take my daughter, and I have a 14-year-old, and she loves watching the play, so I try to please support our students, whether it be athletics or drama. There's a number of ways that you can get involved. I will be there on Saturday with my family.
And I've already recruited to apply for one of our faculty positions when you complete your master's.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that too.
Next is someone who we've seen a couple of times now, Nick.
Hello, everybody. Just want to echo everything Grace said and offer congratulations as well. You know, I've seen her at a couple of these things and her stories are really amazing. You're a great person. City College is fantastic. It's been wonderful to me, and you know, it's like my home away from home. I just took a short video up on the roof there, the view, because I just love this place. And today is my very dear friend Jelena Briga's birthday, so I just want to take a second to wish her happy birthday. The second thing I wanted to say is just a giant thank you to the entire psychology department here at City College, especially Dr. Alicia Betancourt, who is the person who introduced me to Psi Beta, which is what's made a lot of my progress possible here. Dr. Kristen Cole has been, you know, my mentor and advisor, and just a wonderful human to me. Dr. Kirsten Christensen is our research advisor, another psych faculty, and another wonderful mentor that I found at City College. And that's really what makes all of this possible, is that mentorship, that tight connection, and the connection between like students and faculty here. Like, it makes you feel like you have a home, like you have guidance, you know what the road ahead might look like. And even if it's difficult, you have people to help you out, like you're not alone. And the third thing was just something I needed to be reminded of the other day. And I think it's a good reminder for anybody at any level, whether you're a student or faculty pursuing a degree still, it's just that it's about the journey, not the destination. You know, there's always going to be a new level, a new achievement, something that you're hoping for that's going to answer all of your desires and give you everything you wanted. But if you focus on the moment and create some joy in that, you have more joy in your life. And that's just something I try and remember because it's easy to forget. And right now I'm experiencing a lot of joy because I feel all the love here at City College. And thank you all again. My major is clinical psychology, so but thank you seriously for all of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. You all are likely to find out long before I do, and again, irrespective, regardless of what happens, you are scholars. We see you, we appreciate you, and you could have gone anywhere to go to college, but we believe you came to the best place. And so please share your stories. It was amazing, just what I heard today. And so let's give them another round of applause. Thank you to the faculty. Yes, and yes, you are welcome to stay, but you are welcome to go to the bank and cash that check. Again, laser focused on student success. Agree completely with Nicholas that in this journey, we can be very distracted with the things that we encounter on the journey. But I am very clear why I get to serve as the president of the best college on this planet is because of amazing students like the two we heard from today, to include the faculty, staff, supervisors, administrators who create this campus feeling. And we may not be perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not even searching for perfection. But we're the best college I've ever worked at. And I've worked at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 in my career. So again, thank you to the wonderful students. Keep us posted as you are in the running to receive that scholarship. We want to brag about your success. We're going to transition into item number 6, which has 3 parts to it, which are action items. The first one, we do have a process. And I want to acknowledge Maria Jose. She has challenged us to step our process game up, particularly with making sure that our processes are on the website. And I love that, right? It should be clear, it should be transparent, everything that we do. So this is a continuation of that work when we have an opportunity to reimagine some spaces. You're going to be hearing that term reimagine from me a lot. That'll be our theme next year. We're trying to reimagine the future of education here at San Diego City College with the overall theme of what is your why? And some of this gets into my why as the president, the vision for our students, for our faculty, classified, all of our employee groups. And so we have an action item before us, which has to do with the process of moving things. I assure you that we don't lead from the top down, we lead from the middle. And this is an example of faculty, one of our best, in fact, and 2 of our best faculty are leading efforts around professional development. So I am going to turn it over to Marco and Anna to talk about, it says the renaming of the PD Center, but it's the PD Center in general, to include the renaming of it and the location that it is proposed to move to. And so I don't know who's going to go first, but.
Yes, I can get us started and we'll be fine circulating. So we are currently working on redeveloping the lower portion of the R building for the Professional Learning Center. So as you'll be receiving a couple of things, board document policy, and then just the staple, okay, and then the floor plan. So on the floor plan, the Professional Learning Center will occupy the southern half. So if you are looking at it, you're oriented with the south to the bottom of the page. And so you can cut the floor plan in half and everything in the bottom portion will be the professional learning centers. So we are. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that the wrong way. I was thinking about a different document. So if you orient it this way, it's south is down here. Okay, so basically from the middle down, that will be the professional learning center. It will include a large conference room that will be adaptable so that it can accommodate large workshops. It can accommodate up to 60 people, lecture style. It is equipped with everything to do Zoom, to do hybrid meeting sessions. So that's the R109 room. Next to it is R116. That will be a smaller room equipped with all the technology to do hybrid meetings. It will be set up as flexible. You can set it for roundtable meetings. You can set it for workshop. There will be a kitchenette, you won't be cooking anything, no grilling in there. In R110, so we'll be able to have food in there, we'll be able to host events. Right now, R112 will be storage. We will have another large flexible classroom in R111 that can be set up as needed. We'll have technology that will enable us to set up pop-up computer labs. And then in R114 and in R115, we'll actually have an extended kind of small group and individual work area. So that will have flexible furnishings, comfortable furnishings. There'll be a mix of, the vision is everything from like yoga mats to sofas to sit-stand workstations, where you can come in and you can find something that's comfortable for you. You can sit with a set of people that you need to work with. There'll be spaces where you can work alone. And then we'll use some of the smaller rooms, the office area, to create reservable spaces that you can go into to conduct private discussions and work in smaller groups, or if part-time faculty needs to come in, jump on Zoom to work with students and they need quiet spaces. The center will accommodate all of these kinds of activities. So that's the plan. And since today's theme is honoring people, we are coming back a second time to bring to this group the desire to pursue naming the center for Elba Salinas with a faculty emeritus who dedicated at least 30 years, and I think more than that, to providing professional development to San Diego City College, to all constituents at San Diego City College. So even when professional development was focused on instruction, she always had a vision for professional development that supported everybody in their roles at the campus. So we would like to do that. And we would like to ask for approval from this group for that. And then examine the procedures moving forward.
Any questions? So there are two things at play here. I think the item 1AI1, that's a lot of numbers in there, needs to come back after it's going on the roadshow, because I don't believe, Anna, you presented the concept to the academic senate yet, or has?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
And was there a vote made or was there support?
But there was support, yeah,
Okay,
unanimous support.
okay, great. So in that case, I got ahead of it. So in that case, would someone like to make a motion to rename the proposed? Well, I'm gonna do this in a different order. Let's take 6A B1, 6B1 first. The approval, motion for approval to move the PD Center or to build the PD Center out as described in this particular map. Would somebody like to make a motion for this? Got a first by Maria Jose.
This is Sean, I'd like to second.
Second from Sean. Further discussion real quick would be that in addition to what Anna has shared, that the academic senate would be moving there, and the classified senate would be moving there as well, which connects to an update that is going to be 6B2, which allows us a discussion about that after this. Does that make sense? A lot of movements going on here, and this is the process. So all in favor indicate by saying aye. Anyone like to abstain or object? Motion carries. What I would like to think about doing, and I would ask Angel Tilly to work with Anna and Marco, is to develop a planning committee for the actual dedication of the space. And that is contingent, Dr. Parker, upon the furniture and the wall being knocked down. Do you have an update on that?
It's currently being mocked up, so it has to go through a couple of stages where the district architect's office prepares some mock-up to give to a contractor or we bring them in. So
Yes.
we're still in the mock-up
So,
stage.
so you're not backing down on your
But my,
assertion that it could be ready by the start of fall?
yeah, no, I'm still, okay.
So with that said, we'll ask for a committee to be informed, Angel, to include John Parker about a date for the dedication. Initially, and I get over ambitious, probably too much. I thought we could do it at the same time as convocation, but that might be too much of an undertaking. Angel's saying no. So, I would ask you all to work with Angel and let's get a date where we could do a formal dedication of the facility, which then gives John an out if it's not ready the day of convocation. So if you all could work on that. Any further, motion carries. Congratulations, great, work on putting this together. And I didn't think this was going to happen as quickly as it appears that it is going to happen. And want to acknowledge the work of the district partners in making this happen, and the leadership of the academic senate for agreeing, and the classified senate for agreeing to move into the space. This is going to reimagine, we're going to keep running with this theme, what the basement of the library looks like. And I would ask John, when you do have a mock-up, and Anna, that you all come back so that we can share what it's going to look like as you walk in with the counter and the other things that are going to be in place.
Yeah, sure. Too.
Yes.
I was just gonna acknowledge the leadership from Marco and Anna
Yes.
too, because it's been sitting on with me for a while. And you just need somebody to just take it and run with it.
Champion you, right? And they have championed it.
Keep
And
going.
yeah, appreciate both of your leadership. And I, Anna Rogers and I regularly talk about fishing, although we haven't gone fishing yet. We need to make it a date to go fishing. But I love the excitement when I ran into her with the chancellor on the tour, that this was going to happen a little quicker than we initially thought. It just need the furniture and the other things. So I agree completely with the leadership, and part of that is Marco being on board. And so this is being fast tracked. We just got a little wall in the way of progress, but we're gonna knock down walls.
You might take me on the weekend.
Invite me, I'll be there as well. Again, great work. Thank you all. Moving along with the transfer center. Marciano, would you like to talk about that?
Well, in keeping with our theme of reimagining a space, we are reimagining what our career and transfer center can look like. And so the proposal is to remove some walls, tear down some walls that right currently are being occupied by academic senate and classified senate, to really expand, give the career and transfer center a little bit more space to be able to. If you've been up there, you'll see that during their busy and peak times, there's lots of students in there. There's just not a lot of space for some of our partners that come in to do our transfer fairs and our career fairs to be able to meet with students. And so this will give them an opportunity to really build out that space. the new folks that are in there we're in the middle of developing a new strategic plan for career and transfer. And so I'm hoping to be able to bring that back with, Bernice's leadership as the acting dean that's in there, really reimagining what that space can be for students. And so we are looking to not move them, but to expand their space.
So we would like to take a motion for approval of this.
Motion.
Okay, we got a first by Dia, second by Sean.
Second.
Any further discussion? Again, I want to just acknowledge the leadership of Maria Jose and Sean, because, you know, sometimes when you can talk about people moving, it can get a little tricky. And Maria Jose got on board immediately, saw the potential. This is the right thing to do as we have conversations about reimagining what transfer and career looks like on our campus. Want to give a shout out today was our transfer fair. Melanie and the team did a wonderful job. You want to share? something
Yeah,
about that?
so if you were out on the A building patio today, you probably saw all of the reps from the various colleges and universities that were here today, promoting our transfer fair. So Melanie Valencia, who is our acting coordinator for the transfer center, has done a fantastic job. So with her and her team, which includes Joe D'Ambro, and Roger Sanchez, our new job placement coordinator, and the other Nance that they have in there, we're able to put on a very, very successful event that included food and photo booth and opportunities to meet with lots of transfer colleges and universities. So shout out to them. And the weather cooperated. We could have asked for a better day to have this.
Beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you, Melanie. We see you. We appreciate your leadership. Look out for a lot of changes with the Career and Transfer Center under the leadership of Bernice. Institutional effectiveness. Susan.
Yes. So our proposed move, is primarily because we have outgrown our current space. We're able to add a full-time position this year, which brings us to 5 with the support of the Regional Center of Excellence. They have embedded a new researcher focusing on career technical education at all of the colleges and district offices within the region for, they've now told us 3 years. And we, need more room. So after a lot of searching and discussion, the proposal is for the institutional effectiveness team to move into the BT building on the 3rd floor in the space that at one time was occupied by Fantastique and the Student Clothing Boutique. All of those operations have moved to the Basic Needs Center in the T building. At least a year ago, and the space is just currently being used for storage. I want to thank Dean Jesse Lopez and his team, and Rob and Daniel and the folks from the library who have all been working to move the items out that are currently being stored there. And we're just waiting on some estimates for some very minor remodeling, removing a counter and a sink that were part of the previous operation but are no longer needed, and then a quote for some furniture, and that is the proposal that we're bringing forward.
Great, and in your case, Susan, do you want to talk briefly about working with the dean in the BT building?
Yeah.
Going from where you are currently located and what the room numbers, and we're going to have Angel send out in a separate email to the campus the room numbers where all of these moves that we're discussing today, where they'll be located.
Sure. Yes, so we have been working with Dean Jesse Lopez since last fall. He is fully in support of the move, It has been presented to his school and faculty chairs, and everybody is on board with that. The room numbers, if you enter from the patio, between, it's kind of around the corner from the main AHBT patio area, you enter in 311H, and that's kind of the lobby area. And then if you go off to the left, that's 313 and 313A. And then if you go through, it's currently the room with the big sink, and into the other hallway, you are working backward from 311H around to 311A. There are also some offices on the exterior that just open directly outside that we may be using. We're still working on the final configuration, but those have also been vacant for some time.
So Tilly's trying to jump in.
I just want to remind people that this is the old Fantastique space, in case they remember that. I do remember that as one of the things I saw when I went to it. Love to see that it's being reimagined.
Any questions for Susan? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Oh, no, we need a motion. I'm sorry, got ahead of myself. Is there a motion for approval of institutional effectiveness moving to the old Fantastique location with a couple other offices in that area? I see D and then a second by Sean Ryan. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone want to abstain or object? I will turn it back over to Marciano for the next two items, and let's take them as a group unless others want to do it a different way.
So our next item is the parent center, which where, as you all know, we've been in discussion about, again, reimagining a space for our parents, or students who are parents on our campus. And so we are looking at T220. So the second floor of the T building, which is right above where the basic needs center is currently housed. There is what is currently being used as a break room by folks in that area. We've met with the team and have identified a different break room for them. And we will create that as our new parent center. We just applied for a new grant a new parent grant, so we're hoping that we'll be able to get that to really be able to beef up our resources. But this one is really low cost, low budget, because the space is already there. There's no remodeling that needs to get done other than move some furniture over into the space, but it's T220. And so and then the next one is our AAPI center, which would be in the BT building, BT 103, C through H, K, and BT 185. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. It's the Dreamer Resource Center.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Dreamer Resource Center, so I'll leave Tilly.
I was like, boy.
So our Dreamer Resource Center, as you all know, is currently in AH, and 200, I believe is the room number that's currently at. That space, when we were the first to kind of open our Dreamer Center back then, it was ahead of its time, but now we've actually outgrown that space as well. As you all know, it often has some kind of functionality flaws to it because the top windows are open and you can hear everything that happens on the street. And so Magali, who is our new coordinator for the Dreamer Resource Center, has gone to MECHA. She's gone to Chicano Studies. She's addressed with lots of other constituency groups, gotten the buy-in and approval from them to move forward. And so students are excited for us to be able to move into what would be Susan's old space, so in L116, to be able to move the Dreamers Resource Center from AH200 to L116. It'll give them a little bit more thing. And the nice thing about that, it also then ties in that we'll have all of our cultural hubs. So the Dreamer Resource Center, the LGBT Center, Women's Center, and First Gen Center would all be in the L building all in one, and she would be able to provide oversight to those other areas. So it really kind of unifies them all in one space. So those are the two that I'm presenting.
Well, let's take the API as well, since Marciano talked about most of it. Anything you want to add about the API?
I want to add, one thing is the no motion needed, that was my mistake. Didn't be there. That's corrected one up there, thank you very much. I just wanted to correct that, I see that it says BT 103, A through H and then K. For now, I want to correct that to B through H. There is a discrepancy that I have on another one of the A office, so you did fix it, thank you, I just can't see that far away. And this is the.
Neither can I.
And I have glasses on.
And so do I.
And this is our ICANN Center for our NFPC grant that was received last year, being really shepherded by our Dean Marcel Mai. And so they've been looking for a space eagerly to move in and get this moving. So I know they're eager. I think they're waiting to get that done. And this space, if I'm not mistaken, is when you walk in on the first floor of the BT building, not where, well, it's right around the corner from Fantastique, is it not, Susan?
It's a
Oh,
level.
one more lower level,
Below.
the bottom layer, and you walk in, and it's like a conference space in there, it's a kind of empty office that have been there for a little bit of time. We really felt that that would be a great NFPC center. We know that it is away from our NFPC, our other centers at the same time, but it was really what fit what the needs were, so we were just trying to also bring life back to that part of the building, so. Also met with the dean and the school, everybody seems to be full.
Great. Would someone like to make a motion to approve item B, 6B?
This is Susan Elman.
I second.
Great, Susan first, Ray Jose second. Any further discussion? I'll say that all of these centers serve, all of these things, programs, offices serve a major role. They are likely to move again with our bond program. And so as Tilly alluded to, there's an opportunity with the bond to potentially reimagine them for I guess it would make it a second or third time. Particularly with these programs, there'll be an expansion of the A building where they could potentially all go in the same area, assuming the bond passes. So just keep that in mind. We went through participatory governance with all of these things. There's a form on the business office website for folks who want to access these kind of facilities. John Parker, in a couple seconds, you want to talk about the review of services process with all of these requests?
Yes, so these go through the review of services and ultimately up to us during our meeting. And it's a form on the website, as Ricky alluded to, in which we must identify a funding source and have a quote before it passes through the review of services to us and we bring it. Is that quick enough?
Great job.
Okay.
All in favor of these motions indicate so by saying aye. Anyone want to abstain or object? Hearing none, let me turn it over to Susan for 6C.
Okay. So we are returning with our proposal for revised institutional student learning outcomes. We first presented these, I believe, back in November. And then since that time, we went on the presentation roadshow. And Alicia can describe just kind of how that went and some of the input that we received. And we really, as these are learning outcomes, we're really focused on faculty and student input.
Yes, so we presented these at Academic Senate for a first read, came back and got Academic Senate approval. We went to Classified Senate, we went to ASG, and received feedback there about the institutional student learning outcomes. We also sent out 2 different forms, one for faculty and one for students, to have them give us any feedback about how well they feel that these represented City College. We gained some input on how best to assess these institutional student learning outcomes. And we actually received over 100 students gave feedback on this. So we got a lot of student feedback. We have a lot of really good information about the assessment plan. However, that's not the focus today. The focus today is just to gain approval of the revised and proposed institutional student learning outcomes so that we can move forward in planning the assessment process. to hopefully start taking place next spring. Right?
Great, so there, the items are in your packet, pages 7 and 8. Do we need a motion to approve this?
Yes.
Susan says absolutely, that's why it's there on the.
Those
agenda.
highlighted in blue are the new ISLOs.
Someone like to make a motion for approval?
So moved.
Jose with the first, is there a second? Dee with a second, any further discussion? I want to just acknowledge the work presented here, we definitely appreciate it. All of those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone want to abstain or object? That says we are at the end of the meeting. I do want to give an opportunity if there are any announcements for the good of the order. Yes, Sean.
I have a couple announcements. My first is for classified that are viewing today's college council. The classified senate elections are underway for nominations. We're going to be sending out nomination forms via email and also on our website. If you are looking for an opportunity to get engaged with this campus, I encourage you to look at getting engaged with the classified senate. We have 6 senator positions. Our treasurer and our vice president are up for elections this year. In other news, we're going to be presenting very soon to the managers and supervisors details on our classified appreciation week. We have activities planned for June 10th to June 13th. We have activities throughout the week. We're scheduling things to accommodate the most amount of participation. And we do want to be intentional with our scheduling and our communication with managers and supervisors, and also classified working service areas. So we'll be having more information on that very soon. June 10th is going to be our classified service awards, and June 12th and 13th, we're going to be having a retreat style activity for classified being held on campus.
Great. Any questions for Sean? I see Maria Jose's hands up for an announcement. Yes.
So thank you, Sean, for reminding me that we also have elections right now for the Academic Senate leadership, and we're looking for a treasurer and a part-time officer. So that's out. The emails went out, so hopefully we'll get some nominations. And then on May 6th, we actually have the Academic Senate for California Community Colleges doing a local visit at the Senate. And you're all welcome. They're gonna talk about shared governance, and I wanna invite personally ASG and their leadership to come to the meeting, because they'll talk a lot about what we do in terms of shared governance and how the Brown Act and Robert Rules and all that functions, as well as resolutions. It'll be a great professional development opportunity for anybody interested, and also to remind you that, what day is today? Tuesday. Thursday, we have the open house and the student project and research symposium. So please attend, bring your students, tell them that this is for everyone. Their families are welcome to see them presenting. Is pretty much our own little conference, our own city college conference for students to show their work. So please attend.
Yeah, I want to echo Maria Jose and share some appreciation with Aaron in communications and Clarissa and outreach for an entire committee who put that event on. That is a great way to go out and support our students and our faculty. Very few community colleges have a research symposium, and we have to be amongst the first who did this. And I am working, I typically as the president get invited to speak at a lot of things, and I'm always honored and willing to do that. But we are looking for ways for our vice presidents to have a similar opportunity as I'm often bestowed upon. And so Tilly will be serving in a role that I typically do. Because the reality is that when the presidents speak, that usually means the vice presidents don't get to speak. And they deserve the same honor and the same platform that I am afforded as the president. And so I'm looking for ways to get them more involved in these activities. And so in this case, Tilly will be speaking at that on my behalf, really on her own behalf. I mean, it is an instructional program of the house. So thank you, Tilly, for your leadership, as well as Aaron and Clarissa and everybody involved in that activity.
just a reminder that Black Student Success Week is next week. And so there was an announcement that was sent out to the campus, earlier reminding folks to register for the event, but every day, there is an event that is happening. There's a Zoom component that will happen every day from 12 to 1, and then there's a City College component that happens every day from 11 to 12. And so please go on the website and review the activities and sign up if you're wanting to participate on the Zoom ones. You'll need to register to get access to the link.
Yeah, and a couple other things. Want to acknowledge Kelly Mayhew and the entire honors faculty who have worked with the campus to have a record number of honor contracts nearing not quite 600, but Kelly, I'm going to call it 600. It's 500. What was the number, Caesar? 580 or so. And that shows the dedication of our faculty who believe, along with the college, that every student is an honors student. And so we have a very unique honors program where our faculty do contracts with students. We're going to write about it in my announcement that's coming out today, acknowledging the work of Kelly, Hector, and I am forgetting one other, and Sarah. I couldn't forget Sarah. And their work to increase the number of honors contract in partnership with all of the faculty who have supported our students in doing additional work as part of the honors contract. Folks, there are so many positive things that are going on campus. There are so many emails with this information. One to acknowledge as part of Black Student Success Week, which is a Chancellor's State event that is spreading across the country, that our very own Dr. Nisha Savage is leading that effort on campus. And I get to participate on Friday. I'm not even sure if I shared this with you, Marciano, that I'm leading a 1 to 2 minute introduction to the event that is capping off on Friday. Hope somebody tells me exactly what I'm talking about in 1 to 2 minutes, but yes, Diego's.
So just matching with Sean and Dr. Maria Jose, we do have ASG elections coming up. It's going to be open to all students. All positions will be open. So president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, it's going down the entire list. It's a great opportunity to connect with faculty, administrators, classified professionals, develop your communication skills, develop your personal skills, develop many skills, as well as to put on your transcript. And some of the positions are paid positions. So if you're interested, please do apply. And if you have more questions, check out our Instagram at City ASG, or stop by our student affairs tomorrow from 1 to 4:30. Thank you.
Yeah, and both Tilly and Marciano reminded me that we have the grand opening of the barbershop. Yes, City College has a barbershop, and it is working, folks. If I told you the stories of the unhoused, the veterans, the students from our learning communities that have to go through seeing a counselor, having an educational plan, having a FAFSA in order to get a haircut. One of the first students to get a haircut was an unhoused veteran who hadn't had a haircut for 3 months, couldn't afford a $50 haircut, had job interviews, felt depressed and unseen, got out of that barber chair and said he was a brand new man and was ready for his interviews. And so we thank the leadership of Marciano, Roxanne, Jay, and everybody who is making that possible. That is the same day on the Tuesday, the 23rd, that our chancellors welcome. Get some tacos with us. And I would be remiss if I didn't say, because Tilly just reminded me, if you all want to have a good laugh at my own expense, come to the baseball game this Friday and see me throw out the first pitch. Want to acknowledge our coach and Aaron Detty, who puts on that event. And in fact, Angel, I'm trying to get to a softball game as well. There are a lot of activities, folks. It is spring. There's a lot of activities to celebrate student success, to see one another, to have some fun. as Nicholas said, to show some joy in the work that we do. Get out of these meetings, get out of the distractions, and actually see why we do this work. And they're trying to tell me another update. What's that?
In April 24th, Administrative Professionals Day, I am having a lunch for all of our admin assistants, 1 through 5, admin techs.
Yeah, we will not do anything on this campus without our admins, our techs.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially with Mary and Michelle and company to also acknowledge their contributions to it as well. So I just want.
Yeah, so for all the managers, Steve, wink, wink, that have administrative and those who want to show some love to our administrative assistants, pick up those flowers and those cards at lunch.
And release them so that they can go.
Yes,
And
yes.
so they can have some lunch. Do you want me to speak to your video, your please, what we want to minister?
With that said, that concludes it. There are no other updates. Thank you all. Oh, I do have one thing that I want to say. I am working on a second announcement update that will come out on Monday. I just want to say for the record, I went a little strong on my last update about the status of the state budget. We are not, I've heard enough questions now that I think I need to stay for the record, and also we'll send out a second communication that I wrote yesterday that'll go out maybe Monday. The budget does not look good, but it doesn't look bad, right? It is 25, 26 that is a bigger concern. We'll all have our eyes on the May revise. The chancellor and I have been meeting with our elected officials. Thus far, they've told us that the UCs and the CSUs will face more cuts than the community colleges. And so I just want to clarify that we are going to be actively monitoring the May revise to tell us what is really going on with the governor's budget. The state is somewhere between $40 billion and $70 billion less in revenue than they expected. I am going to try to tackle this high level, but it is a very complex concept when you start talking about money and billions of dollars. But I would assure you that our district is in a much better financial situation than we were as we approach a nearly 15% reserve, which has not happened in my nearly 8 years of being in the district. So we have some rainy day funds. The state has nearly $17 billion in rainy day funds. So there is nothing to worry about. The title of my article on Monday, or my update on Monday, is "The Sky is Not Falling Yet." And so I want to bring that back. And that's the challenge, frankly, of talking about budgets and the nuances that go with the money, right? And so, no, there are no discussions about early retirements. I've just heard a number of things lately that haven't even been discussed because the district is in a good financial situation going into what is going to be a number of years of contraction, right? This is where we kind of get into the economies of scale and discussions. If you follow state budgets, they go like this, right? So we're coming out of one of these and we're gonna go like this, and then eventually there will be some contraction. But there immediately, in the immediate future, is nothing to worry about. You should be aware of, right? And so this district has always prided ourselves in protecting our employees. That is our #1 priority. We can't serve our students without people. And so we have nearly 37 vacancies that we're actively recruiting for now. So if you have a vacancy, my message is fill it now. But I will come back to you all after the May revise to say where we are. And I'll end with this positive note. March revenues for the state came in above projections. we'll know what April looks like. So keep order from Amazon. No, I didn't say that, I'm sorry. You know, things are real though. It's fluid, it's real. We're in a good situation as a district. Thank you all for what you do. Today was a good day. I needed to see those students. I needed to see our wonderful classified professionals who make our lives easier serving our students. Take care, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks.